All right, well, let's lift our spirits here because we have an update on a previous topic on the program. I have it right here in my hand. In my hand. Poor old string bean. Anyway, remember we were talking about Dana White's ill-timed and massively stupid new project, Power Slap.
Yes, Rocky Kernodle. I do remember
I was about to say they ought to get Rocky Kernodle because that's what it's. Rocky Kernodle presents Power Slap, but the Power Slap program on TBS, and we, opined recently about how the fuck does that get on the air when it's stupid to begin with, and these fucking Neanderthal nincompoops that participate in it, and how bored you'd have to be with your life to sit here and watch. It's not even just slapping over and over, because I've taped. I recorded the first two, and you can zip through and see all the slaps in about 5 minutes, because they actually fucking try to get you interested in these fucking cretinous shish kebabs before they slap each other, and that's a lost cause.
Do they cut promos?
Oh, and well, they talk about it afterward, but there's not a great amount of trash talking for an hour program or anything that a wrestling fan would really give a shit about, while an MMA fan, I would think, would be insulted that this is the stupidest thing they've ever seen. And a boxing fan, if you can find one anymore, I don't think give two shits about any of these people. But nevertheless, we talked about, we had seen the preview, the trailer, where they just had about 3 people get knocked out. Remember, Chris Nowinski had tweeted it, say, well, here's brain injuries, you fucking twits. And I said they even had a female slap fight where this slapped this blonde woman in the side of the head, and her eyes rolled back, and she dropped back on her ass and fell back. They have catchers. They got catchers like Benny Hinn used to have. You're healed, and they catch you.
Oh, my God, Benny Hinn. I used to watch that.
Yeah, see, there you go. Pulled that one right out of my sphincter. They have catchers, and they caught her, and then she was sitting, and then she stood up on her own, and then did like a forward roll like you do with your hands and everything. Like, I'm going to put my hands out, and she just did an involuntary forward roll and was wallering around, flipping like a dolphin out of water. And we made mention of that, and we moved on. Well, I have an email here from, I don't know if this individual would like their name mentioned. So this is from a concerned listener.
Named Boss Rutan.
No, come on now. And this person says, I was just listening to your clip about the female power slap, and from curiosity, I went online to see the clip of the girl that made the rollover. And what a surprise. What did I find out? The girl who actually slapped her. So the slapper, not the slappee. The slappee was the girl who was doing involuntary fucking forward rolls. The slapper, whose name was Sheena, and she was, they get graphics with their names and everything, the slappers.
Sheena.
And her name was Sheena, because I remember, she should have just gone all the way and said Queen of the Jungle. But this person says the girl who actually slapped her, Sheena, is a very, in capitals, famous girl in the underground BDSM and session wrestling scene. Because I suspect you probably don't know what this means. And as a matter of fact, I've never heard those words or initials ever. Brian, I'm sure you've never either, and have no knowledge of any of the perpetrations that go on in that world.
What did you say it was? The underground
BDSM and session wrestling scene.
And session?
Session wrestling. That's what they politely refer to some of these things as. They have a session where they wrestle.
Oh, okay. Like session fucking, I guess?
Well, you're going to get fucked one way or the other because these things ain't cheap either. But anyway, because I suspect you probably don't know we already covered.
I have no idea what goes on in these worlds, no.
You really are. You sweet innocent boy.
I have a desk filled with a Lego and baseball cards right now.
Okay, well, you can involve Legos in some of these. I don't know about the baseball cards, but You can build some interesting things with Legos these days. Anyway,
well, I got some Chrome cards, but anyway, yes, go ahead.
Well, yes, this emailer is going to continue. Politely, it's a whole business where women are getting paid to travel the world and beat guys up, and also selling videos of doing that. Officially, this doesn't include, and of course, the underground BDSM is a completely different thing. He's talking about the session wrestling scene. Officially, this doesn't include any sex activities, according to their service, but being very familiar with the scene, I can guarantee you it does. Okay. And also that the whole scene is actually a BDSM porn industry. Or at least one genre of that. Now, I don't want to paint everybody in that community with the same brush here as the session wrestlers.
I know you have very limited knowledge of all this based on you finding out all this information.
Just in the periphery, walking past signs in store windows.
But in that Teddy Hart documentary series, those videos they were making at that Creeps wrestling gym in Florida, is that like part of this? Is that considered part of the BDSM underground wrestling scene?
Well, the ones we're talking about here in this particular email are probably a bit stronger than even what they were doing over there.
Do they recognize the same champion, I guess is the question.
No, it's completely different title holders.
Okay.
But anyway, continuing with this email, so what are we talking about here? Let me clarify this. They will put a BDSM porn star, because that's what she really is, on national TV. I'm pretty sure they know who she is. I can type you a lot more about her, but I think English may be a second language here because I'm correcting some grammar, because this is, I believe, from possibly overseas. I can type you a lot more about her, but let's see if you're interested on the topic, and I will send you a more detailed email. For now, I'm sending you 2 links to her of her official website, and a bit of a teaser to make you open the link. So there are a lot of, I'm not going to give this website out, there are a lot of pictures of her wrestling men, and we're not talking backdrops and vertical suplexes, a lot of head scissors, a lot of fucking hog tying and sitting on, but the tagline is, if you are a real gentleman, you may be allowed some adoring worship of my physique. Every contour, pure power. If trash talk excites you, I will verbally humiliate you in ways you never forget. So you got that to look forward to.
Also note, no more tombstone pile drivers.
And he sent a link to a video, the free version. He says you can do your own search online to find the good stuff, quote unquote. Don't forget to use your ExpressVPN. There are a zillion of videos of her out there, but I didn't click on the free link because it had head scissors in the link is a long written bunch of text, right? I'm trying to explain it for all the people around the world who may not have seen the internet yet.
Who may not have seen a link yet?
Yeah, may not have seen a link. I'm trying to explain what it looks like. Point is, in this line of text, the words head scissors came in 3 times, domination twice, and spank bang was involved. And I thought maybe I won't click on that until I get those internet service providers out of my walls. But yeah, so this is another example, spank bang. These are people that are on the Warner Brothers Discovery television programs. And I know, they're saying Cornette old news. They've dropped the ban a little late, in my opinion. But just this was another person that's on that network. So I guess they're not doing full background checks on everybody on every program. It's just when they happen to stumble across somebody that said something they don't like, that they would have never known existed from when they said it, because they weren't in the wrestling business then.
Is there such a thing as a ringer in this league? Could someone be a ringer, or is it just no matter what you do, no matter what your occupation is, no matter how much practice you have, you're ready and slappable?
Well, I think, they should try to find like a Maurice Tillet, the fucking French angel, because the big head and the big hands, right? Somebody has never had the surgery to stop the the pituitary gland issue, and they've got hands the size of catcher's mitt. Or bring the Big Show out. He's got some fucking hands.
What about Dana?
Not as big as Andre's were.
I want to see Dana. I want to see Dana do it.
Well, I don't know whether I want to see Dana slap or get slapped. I've seen him slap already. So has the rest of the world on video. His wife didn't sell it.
She slapped him too. It was the first match.
So anyway, but nevertheless, so that's an update on Power Slap.
What do you think the next great concept in combat sports will be? Will it be Power Spit? Will it be Kick to the Shins? What will be the next show on cable TV that bastardizes mixed martial arts or combat sports?
Well, no, wait, was it Nowinski or who was it now? Because we talked about this last week that also said, what's next? Who can survive a stabbing? That's the thing. They keep trying to call it a sport. And I know people who say, well, goddamn, Cornette, you get mad when I don't call wrestling a sport, whether it be Kevin Dunn or some of the comedic wrestling fans of today. But it requires athleticism and agility and strength and a lot of the attributes that any legitimate or unpredetermined sport possesses. And it, in effect, is an offshoot of a legitimate sport. Professional wrestling could very well, and at one time and has been, legitimate matches. But this is just any idiot that will stand there and let somebody slap them in the fucking side of the head as best they can for the opportunity to retaliate and do the same thing to the other guy. There's no talent involved. There's no sport to it. It's random chance as to who hits hardest in the right place in a situation like this. And then if you can slap somebody and knock them out, does that mean you're a great slapper or the other guy gets knocked out easy? And the more you compete in something like this, it's going to be a whole lot harder or a whole lot easier for you to get knocked out because concussions and brain injuries increase in rapidity when you have more and more of them. So it's a doomed endeavor if you're looking for a long career, and I'm not seeing that the prize money is there. Hey, I'll give you brain damage for $5,000. Oh shit, sign me up. So this can't last 6 weeks on television. It'll be sad if I haven't heard the numbers. I don't know what the ratings are, but my God, I'd be surprised.
It picked up week 2, but it had a stronger lead in because of a big AEW episode.
Well, but what's picked up from, it
was in the 400s.
Good God, they can get as many people to watch this shit as Rampage on Friday night at the same time. So good God.
Do you think the video with Dana White and his wife was strategically leaked to test out intergender slapping?
But hey, I thought you were going in a completely different place. Actually, intergender slapping might be the next step, to juice it up a little bit when their ratings do tank in the next few weeks. But I thought you were going for, do you think it was leaked strategically to get publicity for this fucking fiasco because they knew they had a stinker on their hands? And that's why everybody's watching it. It almost backfired, but could that have been strategic? Hey, how do they get... Somebody's videotaping them at the exact moment at the first time in their 30 years of marriage or whatever, they decided to fucking throw down and start cuffing each other about the head and face.
I'm going to be curious after this first season ends, and I got to figure they're going to run through the whole thing not to piss off Endeavor. But after this first season, when they don't come back for season 2, who's going to get the blame? Who's going to point the fingers at, it was their fault, it was TBS, no, it was this, it was the concept. I want to see where everyone starts blaming everyone for this stupidity.
I think the buck should stop with our friend Uncle Dana, I think, because if, this couldn't have been good. The publicity wasn't real good that they got. And this never had the chance of being, does it ever have the chance of being good? How could this be good?
No.
Anyway,